So, first and foremost, I struggle with anxiety. Pretty severe anxiety. And I want to open up about it because as this channel grows and as this channel becomes more and more of a representation of who I am in this space, I think that this is a very important thing to share because I sometimes fall victim to what that anxiety creates. So let me explain. When I was much younger, when I was 16 or 17 years old, I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder or some sort of anxiety disorder. I went to therapy for it. I got medicated for it. And I was pretty bad. It would be so bad that sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd be clenching my fists so hard that I would rub all of the skin off of my fingers, my thumbs specifically, and just be bleeding. I would have just this crippling anxiety attack that was unbelievably painful physically and mentally, completely just exhausting. And for years and years and years, I struggled with it. And again, I was medicated, and that medication ended up helping, but it was medication. And I didn't like the fact that I had to take medication to deal with this problem. After years and years of therapy, I was able to overcome it, and it was something that I just dealt with. Now, it wasn't completely gone. In fact, from about 17, 18 years old up until my early 30s, I had a good grasp on it. But in these past couple of years, since I've been a father, it has been something that has crept in more and more and more as responsibilities increase. And I've noticed since I've started making YouTube videos, it has been quite unhinged. You see, this specific job I do, the specific craft or whatever you want to call it, or career path I've chosen, is very contingent on pleasing other people. In order for me to succeed here, I have to please the audience and make something that is extremely pleasing to them. And as someone who struggles with not only anxiety, but is just absurdly self-conscious about everything, part of the reason why I wear the same thing every day, because I don't feel like it showcases too much and it covers a lot. As someone who is extremely, extremely self-conscious about things, it's not the best combination. This is the very reason why you've seen this channel go through so much, is because my anxiety takes over and it goes, you can't do this anymore or else you're going to die. Not really die, but mentally die. You have to change this. You have to change it. You're not into it. This isn't you. And it's exhausting, terrifying, and absurdly immobilizing. And I know there are other people out there who struggle with depression, anxiety, and some worse, some not as bad, but I want to be open about it because I think that it's important. And as I realize that this channel has become more and more a part of me, I think it's important for me to put myself into it. Now, when it comes to anxiety and what it looks like for me right now, especially these past probably 6 months, is I get to a point almost daily where I can't think. I can't move. I have a hard time breathing, and I become useless. And as a new father and a loving husband, that is not good. That's really not good. And it sucks. Now, I have no other ways of dealing with it than just gritting my teeth and getting through it. And up until this point, that's pretty much the only way I thought I should get through it, because I'm a man, a husband, a father, and that's what you do. But I've been encouraged by many to seek out therapy, in which I'm doing, and it should change, or, you know, I'd learn from it. But I want to be really open. I want this place, this specific channel, to be a spot where I can feel like I have a community. In fact, that's all I care about. I'm not a gamer. I am a father and a husband who loves to play video games. I am not a tech wizard. I am a father and a husband who enjoys technology. I am not a YouTuber. I am a father and husband who really loves to make YouTube videos. I think it's important for me to identify as a father and husband. That is the most important thing to me. And for those of you who watch my videos, and if this is your first time and you're this far, good for you. And you're like, but you are an Xboxer. And I'm not. You're a gamer. I'm not. You are the YouTube guy. I'm not. I'm simply just a person who makes videos about video games. And the pressure that I've been giving myself, or putting on myself, and the pressure I get from people commenting, creates quite a severe anxiety attack. Now, this doesn't mean anything's changing. I just think that it's important to check in every once in a while. And I've never made a video like this, and I'm not taking a break. I'm not actually doing anything other than sharing with you that I, Julian Melnick, struggle severely with anxiety. If you identify with this, if you're like, oh man, I do too, it's not something you should hide. And I'm learning that as I'm growing older and becoming more and more of a adult. It isn't, and it's something that is very important to discuss. In fact, it's quite liberating to discuss. I know that I've had really, really good experiences in these past couple of weeks of sharing with my friends or being honest with some people that I'm close to, being like, hey, I am not in a good spot today. I am having an anxiety attack. I'm having a panic attack. There's nothing I can do about it. And that's the part that feels so crazy, is there's nothing that can be done. You just have to get through it. There are different techniques and breathing exercises, but other than that, there is nothing that can be done. And I think that also something I want to be really, really open about is that my anxiety isn't something that I define myself as. I'm not someone who is defined by my symptoms. I don't want to be the person who's like, these are the list of things that are wrong with me. I want to be the person who goes, these are things I struggle with. But at the end of the day, I am a father and a husband, and I like this, and these are the things that I work on. And so if you watch my videos and you go, you need to serve me because this is what you are to me, I'm so I want to be clear. I'm not editing this, so these mishaps aren't going to be cut out. I want to be clear. I am nothing more to you than a person who is enthusiastic about whatever I'm talking about. That's all I should ever be. I'm not that important. I'm just a very, very excitable person who decided to hold on to a hobby that I started when I was 4 or 5 years old. That's all I should ever be. And if anything, I should be a person who starts a conversation. Maybe a person online who you like to talk to. And I'm being careful with my words because I should never be considered a friend. Because again, all we know each other as are you watch a video and I am enthusiastic about something you like. I really want to foster a community or create a community that allows for really deep connections. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably not going to have a deep connection with you. And the reason for that is because I don't know who you are. And it's going to be very hard for me ever to know who you are. There are a few people who I've met and I would love to have conversations with, and those relationships have grown. But again, I'm just someone who's enthusiastic about video games on the internet. And I think that for me to be able to move forward and do this, I need to release that from myself. So that's what this video is about. It's me releasing the responsibility of being the person who owes anyone anything, because that is creating some severe, immobilizing, and wildly exhausting situations for myself. And it's a lot of pressure. So this is my updates, and I hope that, again, you could find maybe something in there that you're like, I'm like that too, you know? Let's talk about it. I'd love to talk in Discord. That's where I have conversations about anything. I'm an open book. I don't hide anything, and I'm not at all embarrassed. And so these are things I would love to talk about. Thanks for listening to this. Again, no one's taking a break. This is just the video I'm going to post today on this wonderful Saturday. And we'll see how long I keep it up, because this is a little open. It's a little open. All right. Well, we end it the way I always do. Happy gaming.